Hi guys, welcome to this series of video tutorials. We are going to talk about Examiner. If you do not have an Examiner account right now, you may want to go to request for an account and fill out the form. If I go to request for an account, I see this form. It is very important that you fill out this form very carefully. And this account is only for higher education teachers. So if you are a higher education teacher, please use an email address that is associated with your institution, that is provided by your institution, and not a generic Gmail or a Yahoo ID. The next thing you want to do is you want to fill up your institutional web page, such as a department web page where your name and email is listed. This is essential because that is the only way we can check that you are a faculty in an accredited institution. If this information is not provided, your account request may get rejected. So if you already have an account, you want to go back to your sign up page. You can always go to the sign up page by typing examiner.in, and then once you land up on the quiz page, you can click on the author and that'll take you to the author page. Here you want to enter your login ID and the password. When you log in, you land up on the dashboard, where the dashboard will show you overall activity that is happening in your account. Now this is a fresh account, so we see all the zeros, and as we work through this set of tutorials, these numbers will start to go up. So the first thing that we are going to do is we are going to build a content. So we go to the content in the development tab, and this is the place where we are going to create new content. To create new content, we click on add new question. Inside this, we see a bunch of different options. We see that we can create a multiple choice question with correct answer, an arrangement question or order the items question, a fill in the blank question, subjective question, and informational content. These are a few different varieties of micro contents that you can create in Examiner. Informational content comes in a few different varieties. You can have lessons, question answer pairs, flashcards, or examples. Informational contents are not graded, while the other four items over here, they're all gradable items. They get graded, out of which multiple choice questions, arrangement questions, and fill in the blank questions get auto graded, while subjective questions are assisted graded. That means that the system will provide you assistant, but you'll have to grade it manually using your graders or through peer grading. We'll discuss in detail as we come to one of these options. So right now I'm just going to close this and move to the next window or next tab. The next page here is content, committed content. So when a content is developed, it is committed, and that is when it will show up over here. So we'll talk about it more later. Here's our media library. In the media library, we can add various kinds of media. There are 5 different kinds of media that are currently supported. You can add an image, you can add a dynamic chart, you can also add an advanced version of Plotly chart, you can add a YouTube video or a PDF document. So when we build content, we'll come back to this and see how we can add these different kinds of medias. Playlist is a place where we organize our committed content. So first we develop a content. Developed contents are committed. They show up under committed content. Committed contents are organized in playlists where they can be divided into multiple sections and different playlists. And then these will be eventually used in the quiz. On the quiz page, I can create quizzes. There are 2 kinds of quizzes that are supported in the system. First of them is section quiz. The other one is live quiz. Section quizzes are your regular exams or regular quizzes or assignments in which you can go to different sections, go backward and forward in questions, etc. And you do it once you log in into the quiz. You take your time to do the questions. You can switch between the questions. While the live quizzes are something where instructor pushes a question on your screen in a live manner, and all the students together work on that question and answer that question. The information is, or the responses from the students are compiled together and they are graded, and the feedback is provided to the student. So live quizzes are really great for formative assessment, and while section quizzes are great for summative assessment. On the other hand, section quizzes can also be used for online teaching, where you can include the videos as well as assignments inside the section quizzes. So the students can watch the videos at home and also do the assignments, simultaneously helping them learn what they saw in the video. After the quizzes, we have a public list page. In the public list page, we have got content that has been donated by other authors or contributed by other authors in a public domain. So this is something visible to all the teachers, but not to the students. So only the author accounts can see this content. So if I go inside this mathematics and say differential calculus, I see all of this content that has been contributed by some authors. I can go ahead and check out some of this content. You can see beautiful how beautiful is this content that has been designed, and there's no really limit to kind of interesting content that you can actually design in Examiner. It can contain a lot of rich mathematics, images, and typography. If you're interested in using some of this public content, you can immediately check it out by clicking on this basket button. This will add the content to your basket, and you can use those content in a quiz. So these are public items, and public items are allowed to be used by other authors who did not create them into a quiz. However, the content that you will create will stay in your account until unless you choose to commit it to a public repository, and then they will show up in the public domain. So I'll go back over here to the public domain, and you can see there are a few different areas in which we have content. This is slowly building up. We'll skip over the tickets for now, and we'll go to the documentation. Documentation is a complete documentation of Examiner platform. This provides you an overview of what is Examiner about. It also provides you with a getting started guide where we explain step by step how to build your first content and then how to build your first quiz. This is something we are also going to explain in this sequence of video tutorials. It's a good idea to actually go through this documentation in detail for the first time so that you know where to find the information when you feel that you're lost. Mingo is our programming language in which we can create tiny math expressions which are computable as well as typesetted. So if I wanted to typeset a integration expression, I would go to calculus typesetting over here, and I'll look up at these expressions and find out what kind of expression I want to typeset. And if I'm really interested in that particular expression, let's say this one, this is the code, I can copy it from here or just click on this button to copy, and then I can just paste it in my code and alter it accordingly to suit my needs. So Mingo Quick provides detailed documentation of typesetting of mathematical expressions and all the functions that are available in Mingo. We'll talk more about this as we go and create content. So once again, welcome to Examiner, and I hope you enjoy working with Examiner. We'll be seeing you in the next video where we will learn about how to create a multiple choice question.